I don't know about you, but Stacey Abrams backs the blue. Welcome to Escaping the Echo Chamber. Stacey Abrams, the Democratic gubernatorial candidate who has spent years working her butt off in Georgia to help the Democrats to establish a Democratic stronghold and basically turn Georgia blue for the Democratic Party. In fact, just recently let us know, for those of us who didn't know, that she is firmly committed to the interests and the objectives of the Democratic Party. A lot of people are surprised. A lot of people are acting like they didn't see this coming. A lot of people clearly haven't been paying attention. Stacey Abrams provided some tweets this morning, basically making it known, I am not with defund the police. I believe the police need to get more money. That's right. I believe the police are underpaid. That's what we need to be focused on. We need the police to protect us from crime. And some people are like, oh no, she's a traitor. She's turned on us. Oh, she's not for the people. What Stacey Abrams have you been watching? This woman went all in to prove her loyalty, to prove her worth to the Democratic Party. Now, I'm beginning to realize maybe some of y'all don't actually understand who the Democrats are, what the Democratic Party is. They keep trying to tell us, who they are, and some of us just refuse to listen to them. 2020, Summer Floyd. There are nationwide protests against police brutality, government overreach, police misconduct, and the Democrats respond by nominating, not just nominating, by selecting. Remember, they selected out of a field of all of the candidates, they specifically selected Joseph Biden, the architect of mass incarceration. That's who they selected as their nominee. This is the dude, not just the 94 crime bill, because a lot of people will say that and don't even know what's in the 94 crime bill. The VCCLEA, Violent Crime Control Law Enforcement Act of 94, which provided funding for 100,000 more police on the streets. Joseph Biden, the man who said, I don't care. I don't care about the conditions that led to somebody becoming this criminal. They're gonna attack my son, knock me upside the head, come after my wife. This is Joseph Biden. And like I said, it goes beyond just the 94 crime bill. We've got the 84 Sentencing Reform Act. Reform. Eliminating federal parole. 85%, at least 85% of federal prison sentences must be served. Push that all across the state. These truth in sentencing laws. The 86 Anti-Drug Abuse Act. Crack law, 100-to-1 ratio. 1 gram of crack is equal to 100 grams of cocaine under this law. That's Joseph Biden. That's who they selected in 2020. The Democrats have told us who they are. Some of us refuse to listen. But Stacey Abrams, you may say, okay, well, that's Joseph Biden. Stacey Abrams, she's supposed to be different. That's why I wanted to talk about 2020, because I remember before Joseph Biden picked his vice president, before he picked his running mate, I remember an interview where Joe Biden invited Stacey Abrams on the show with him. She didn't know why she was being invited on the show. The host of the show didn't know why she was being invited on the show. Several people thought that this was going to be Joe Biden choosing Stacey Abrams as his running mate. And Stacey Abrams was thrilled. She was beaming ear to ear. She was just so overjoyed. She was so happy. She was all in. Remember, Stacey Abrams was desperately hoping to be the running mate, the vice presidential candidate to the architect of mass incarceration. Do you think somebody who was opposed to his agenda wanted so desperately to be at his right hand? Unfortunately for her, she got played live on television. He brought her on television without telling her what it was about, had her sit there so that he could thank her for securing black votes for the Democratic Party. You're doing good. We got our eye on you, kid. You're going places. That's what he brought her on to do. I mean, and she was just heartbroken. Like, you can actually see the moment in that interview where her heart breaks. It's like that Simpsons episode where it's like that Simpsons episode where you see Ralph Wiggum, the little boy, you see his heart break. Just that's, you could see that live on air. We saw that happen to Stacey Abrams, but that didn't deter her. That let her know she had to go so much harder. And she went all the way in. She went that much harder because she delivered two, not one, but two United States senators, two Democratic United States senators to the Democratic Party. And she proved her worth. So now they are all in on her, but she has to continue to toe the party line. There's no question if she's black first. She's not black first. She's a Democrat first. Democrat first, D1, that's what she is, D1, Democrat first. And Democrat first, they say, hey, none of that defund the police nonsense. In the party of blue, we back the blue. Look at their policies. In New York City, Democrats in New York City, Eric Adams, who has just delivered over $11 billion budget to the police. The highest budget ever in NYPD in New York City history to the police. They're going in the opposite direction of defund the police. They're not just refunding their police, they're hyperfunding the police. This is who the Democrats are. Some of us should probably start paying attention. As always, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. But if you disagree with me, if you think, no, she actually cares about black people and she's putting black people first, go ahead and give me a thumbs down and tell me, what Stacey Abrams are you talking about? I'll see you next time.